Like when that scene popped up, I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute, what are we doing here?"
Full disclosure, I skipped past it. I was
like, "What are we doing here?"
Okay, and then let's address the problem around that scene.
Yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to the Gurren Otaku Council podcast. As always, I'm your host, Ace.
And I'm your host, McMillian.
And we are back for another episode with episode 31. But as always, you would like to become a council member and join me and McMillian as we discuss all things anime and sometimes manga, then make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, as well as follow us on our social media so you can stay up to date on all things about the council. And with that being said, the council is now in session. Let the meeting begin. I'm not going to miss that. I swear to God. Why do you keep doing that? Stop it,
it's
sir.
For syncing the audio. You gon' understand. I'm not taking the L on this.
The audio without that. I don't. Yes. You know what? I'm not even arguing with you about this. Anyways, how are you doing today, McMillian?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
That is good. I am doing great. Still rocking my backup headphones here. I'm not feeling great about that. Still deciding on when I'm going to shell out this extra money. Right as right now, I'm not in a position to shell out no extra money for another $100 pair of headphones right now. But, here the fuck we are.
You'll survive.
yeah, I'll make it. But let's go ahead and hop into some council announcements here. So starting this off, everybody, once again, we just want to reiterate that after today's episode, we're going to be going on a little schedule change here due to our boy McMillian here moving to another state. We'll not be doing our weekly schedule release. It'll be more of a bi-weekly schedule release. Unless we could somehow record a lot of special episodes at one time, then we may be able to still do a weekly release, but just be prepared. We are preparing for a bi-weekly release, though. Yeah, so I just want to let you guys know that.
If you're betting on it, bet on the bi-weekly. I'm just going to let you know that right now. We probably won't get back to our regular form of stuff until August. So, do please bear with us. Keep it in mind.
Yes, bear with us.
For most of you, I'm assuming most of our audience is at least adult or around like 20-something age. Moving top five worst things to do as an adult. Moving across state is probably like top one. Yeah, no, so across country.
You're talking to a guy that moved every year since he's graduated college. So I know how horrible moving is. Yeah, I hate it with the passion. We still have boxes in one of our rooms now filled with stuff we just did not unpack yet, and it's been a year. Like, oh my gosh. For more council related news though, our GLC news episode number 3 is live now on all of our channels. So if you've not yet had a chance to watch that one, please go check it out. And then I think, for our last council announcement here today, I just want to say, we're going to try a little bit. We're going to be testing out something today, something we call bonus discussions here. We're going to be testing those out today here on episode 31. So definitely, today's bonus discussion will be what we are watching for summer 2022. So, yeah. But let's get into this anime review, though, with episode 13 of The Rising of a Shield Hero Season 2. You want to go ahead and give us this title, McMillian?
Oh, my God. I actually forgot to grab the title for this one. Give me like 1 second. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You probably forgot to grab the title for this one because this episode was not much at all. So you probably forgot to grab the title for this one because of that.
Episode 13 of Season 2 of Shield Hero is titled Flowers Offered in Recollection.
There we go. Well, all right. And honestly, guys, the title of this episode was the only thing we really needed to see in terms of scenes for this episode. Because this episode was nothing but basically a big recap episode. We did not get one single thing to advance the plot in this episode.
At all.
So basically the only thing, I'm just going to go through this real quick. The only thing that happened in this episode is we start off with the Nafumi and Game traveling through the mountains back in their world. Then we briefly cut to Kizuna and the green hair girl. I forgot. Did they even give us a name for her?
They did give us her name, but I'm bad at names.
So we cut to Kizuna and green hair girl that was a friend of Kyo's, and Kizuna's talking about her time in the Infinite Labyrinth, and the green hair girl was just talking about how much she misses Kyo and how she can barely remember his face, but she was able, through the help of Kizuna, she was able to think of a good memory from that she had with Kyo that helped her recollect her face, and now she has a good memory to remember Kyo by, even though he went out on some shitty terms because he was an asshole. Kyo was an asshole, unfortunately. But at least we know now we know why he was an asshole. It turns out that he was reincarnated into this other world because his other life ended up being ruined by some online hackers and stuff like that, and so he ended up committing. At least this is from. I can only speculate. This is what we saw from the flashbacks.
Yeah, it was he died of suicide.
He looked like he ended up committing suicide. So, and he was ended up reincarnated into this world, and I guess with him being how his last life ended, he just really wanted revenge on everything in all of existence, really, and so he just tried to destroy everything. We flash back out of there. We move to Risha and Raphtalia remembering Ost and one of some conversations they was having with Ost back at the campfire about quote unquote mating and stuff like that. Well, not quote unquote, but mating. Yeah, I'm not going to get too deep into that. And we end this episode with Nafumi and gang going back to the site of the spirit tortoise and just paying their respects to Ost, and that's where we ended. Nothing in this episode advanced the plot whatsoever, and there was really one part of this episode that we're going to discuss in the dislikes that definitely did not need to be in this episode. I know McMillian has some words for this.
Yeah, I definitely do.
But overall, those are really all the major plot points for this episode. And we can just go ahead and straight hop into dislikes here.
Okay, because we ain't got. There are no likes. There are no. Forgive me for saying. Are there any favorite scenes for you? I know there aren't any for me.
Oh, you just want to hop straight into favorites? Well,
I'm saying
no.
Dislikes is going to be long.
Yes. So I mean, we're really honestly, no, I do not. So we probably end up skipping that anyways. But
okay,
I do not.
I'm just trying to give people the understanding of this. So, dislikes. Besides the fact that this episode is a recap and does not progress anything, it should have just ended it with 12, to be quite honest with you. There's a scene in this episode that's basically basically a beach episode light, if you will. And it happened while Raphtalia was in her child form. And Kizuna, I know technically is of age, but she still looks like a child.
She's a lolly.
I don't address the camera often, so give me a moment. If they are looting characters that look like children, that granted I know are of legal age, but if they're doing it and you like it, get help.
Get help.
See a doctor. Because that's pedophilia. I don't make the rules. I really don't. I just enforce them. And unfortunately, that's pedophilia. Because there are no excuses. None at all. Raphtalia should not be. There should not be a fucking 3 foot, whatever, raccoon humanoid child on my screen in a bikini at any point in my life. That was.
I'll put it like this. It's not the fact that they showed her in a bikini. It's the fact that how they showed it.
Well, I guess that's true as well. But still, if I could erase the image from my mind.
Because how they showed her in the bikini was definitely not needed. And just to give you some more context, I don't think we had one single piece of fan service this entire season. I mean, for them to come in this last episode...
no. Actually, I just remembered. That's a lie.
What? Tell me then.
When wasn't there like a thing where she was grown and naked? Wasn't that this season?
Okay, well, was that not this season? You're right. That was this season, but that was episode 11, something like that.
I think so.
So, besides that, there was not one piece of fan service in this entire. I even forgot that even happened. Besides that, though, there was not one piece of fan service shown in this entire season. So, for the fact that they felt like they had to do what they did in that little small little scene.
Not only regular, not only just fan service, but Lolita fan service.
Listen,
we are grown.
I feel
grown people animate this shit.
I feel you.
What is up? Like, what the fuck?
Yes, this was very, because like when that scene popped up, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what are we doing here?
Full disclosure, I skipped past it. I was
like, what are we doing here?
Okay, and then let's address the problem around that scene. Again, we already stated, this episode serves no purpose. This was a flashback episode of them shopping for gear. And in the middle, they decide to do this. To, I guess, help Raphtalia get Naofumi's attention. Naofumi's a grown-ass man. This is problematic and does not need to happen. Like, I wish... I told Alice this off camera, but the people who made Shield Hero owe me 30 minutes of my life. Like, today. I want it back today. Because
this definitely was a waste of 30 minutes here. And God, there was not even no mention of the Phoenix this episode, which I thought we was going to get. We didn't see nothing about the Queen or the nation, what was going on at the time. We didn't see nothing about the other three heroes, what the hell they was doing just because, we got back now. Like, we didn't see none of that. None.
No care, none. No, nothing at all. Like, the most serviceable thing was probably us getting scenes of Kizuna in the Infinite Labyrinth. But technically we knew all the stuff that she was doing. She was hunting, trying to survive, looking for an exit. Like, I don't think us getting that little extra bit of it helps. The only other thing that might have served the plot was us getting to know Kyo's friend's background a little bit more to see, I guess, like how betrayed she felt. Like that, I guess that serves a little bit. But other than that, it was nothing happened that addressed or like pushed the plot forward.
Nothing whatsoever.
Them visiting Ost was touching, yes, and that was like good for, I guess, like, the moment. But overall, when you think about it, like that could have also been done in a flashback for the beginning of season 3.
Yep.
Like, we went to, like, where they talk about what they did last season and how they mentioned, we went, like, after we got back, we paid our final respects to a dear friend. Flashback showed them standing where the battle happened with the tortoise, and they're like, okay, they paid respects to Ost. Boom. Continue with the story. This was this was just, I don't even know what to say. Like, what, an excuse for fan service for maybe a couple of minutes, but even then it was terrible. Like, it was not good.
Terrible.
And why the recap at the end? I hate recap episodes, but why at the end?
Yeah, like, if you're going to do a recap episode, just do it in the middle of the season. Why do we need a recap episode at the end of the season?
End of the season. Like, I hate recap episodes in the middle. Don't get me wrong. Like, no, I don't think anybody really likes recap episodes because you're watching along with it. Yeah. You don't need a whole episode.
But I'm just saying. But
if that's a better place to put it. I feel like.
Yeah.
Especially if like if the show took a break, but Shield Hero didn't, and I don't know what they thought this was gonna come. Like, if they ended it with 12, this would be fine.
But to be honest with you, 12 really was the
season finale.
The season finale. Like, I just don't understand. They really could have ended it with 12 and just showed that scene where they went and visited Ost at the end of 12 as well, and we'd have been done. We'd have been done. Because we got all the resolution we needed, to push the plot forward for season 2 at the end of episode 12.
Yes, this was a waste of viewers' time, waste of animators' time. I feel bad for the animators because I don't think they needed to animate this. And
you want to know what the rating is on Crunchyroll right now for this episode?
Oh, don't tell me! Please don't tell me it's good. What is it?
It's a 4.7. At least when I initially checked it, it was a 4.7.
I hope that goes down later on this week. I really do, because no, not at all. Yeah, but that's basically. I'm trying to think. Was that everything? Yeah, that's basically all my dislikes. This is basically
really just like you said,
pointless episode.
Very pointless. And did not need it at all. Unfortunately,
and the fan services was super unnecessary.
Unnecessary. I agree.
Very inappropriate. Not appropriate.
I second that motion as well. Like I said, we had no fan service this entire season, other than that one scene like you mentioned where Ratalia was naked. But even then, I had completely forgot about that shit. That's how much we know.
I mean, it was
no fan service.
It was in the middle of. It was in the middle of story. I think it was around the time she first got the sword, and she started.
Like I recall it now, but I had completely forgot about that shit until you mentioned it.
I did too. I mean, until you said there hasn't been any fan service this season, I was like, wait, hold on. I think there was one, but yeah, I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to it then. I'm not a big fan of fan service in anime now. That's just something that I think will stand the test of time, I guess, until I see an anime that has like zero fan service. But
I feel you. I'm pretty sure there's some out there that has like zero fan service. Can't think of anything off the top of my head, really. But I
feel like because of anime, there's always a little bit. But
I mean, but it depends on like what levels of fan service are you talking about. Yeah. Like, are you just talking about like a little bit of cleavage, or you mean like they literally going out their way to be like, here, look at this,
yeah, okay, but yeah, basically, this one was just very distasteful in general, and did not need to be in it. So.
Well, all right. Well, for formality's sakes, we have to head into favorite scenes now. But as I mentioned earlier, I don't have any favorite scenes for this episode. McMillian,
You damn well know I don't. So let's go.
Right. Well, then let's just hop straight into rating. And I was talking about this with McMillian offline. This might be the first rating episode we do on the Gurren Otaku Council here, where it's below a 5. And it's definitely it's no higher than a 5. It's 5 and below. I don't know what I would give it below a 5, but right now for me, I'm just sticking with a 5.
I have a number.
You have a number.
I have a number. This is a 3.
You got a 3. Well, there we go.
This is a 3.
And I don't blame you.
Shit, I almost want to say it's a 2. But I think the OS scene does redeem this episode slightly. Not all the way, because then I would give it a 5. But just slightly. Everything else does not serve anything. This was a waste of time. This is a waste of budget. This was a waste of animation skill. This episode did not need to happen. The only reason I feel like I watched it was because I have this podcast, and
you hear a lot of times about sometimes when when a manga or light novel gets an anime adaptation, sometimes they skip some stuff during the adaptation. This could have been something we skipped.
I hope this wasn't a part of the light novel. I really hope.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure maybe this was told out of like sequence. Maybe like the original scene. Maybe like the original time. They went to go shopping. This actually was in there, and they just felt like they had to add it. But like this was bad. Should not have been an episode. If anybody watched this and then is watching this episode, I just want to say you also don't worry. We feel your pain. We were robbed of 30 minutes of our lives too. We will never get it back. They should have just ended it with 12.
Yeah, I agree. We said that. Yeah, we already stated that though. But yes, I definitely agree. It should have ended with 12.
Yeah. So for me, that's a 3. Like, because there's no way I can say this is an average episode of anything. And it's not like right below average.
Well, you know
it's
what? Like, now that you mentioned that 5 is kind of like average, so I agree with you on that statement. This wasn't even like average, so I have to bring it down to like a 3 as well. Now that you made that statement,
because 5 is like, this is a show. Yeah. Like, I didn't hate this, I didn't dislike this, I didn't like it. It just sits.
These are moving pictures.
Right. Yeah, like Bubble. That's how I feel about Bubble. But for this, I actively did not like what I was looking at.
No, I agree.
The only enjoyment I felt was really when they did Ost and when Kazuna was talking to old girl, because those were things that were more towards like not showing character growth, but more depth.
Yeah,
like
these are things. The whole time I'm watching this episode, I was like, they have to lead us into season 3 towards the end of this, right? And I just kept watching it,
but they didn't,
and they did not. And I was like, well, this was definitely a waste. But now that Shield Hero is officially over with episode 13, it's time to start talking about our overall thoughts and opinions on season 2 as a whole. And for me, season 2 definitely was not as good as season 1. I know a lot of people have been saying that even in the light novels and things of that nature, that this season or this arc was not as good in the light novel as well. But still, though, is no excuse in my opinion. He wrote it. He or she. I don't know who. I don't know who the author is. He or she. They wrote this, and we got to live with it. Like this is the material that they decided to write when they was writing this arc, and it's not good. It did have its shining moments though when the Philolo Queen to pop up to take on the Spirit Tortoise. That was dope. That was fire. And then the rest of the stuff that happened out of that episode. But definitely one of the biggest letdowns, I think, in my opinion, from this season was the climax of Kyo's death. It was just so anticlimactic. It was not good at all, in my opinion. Like the whole reason we went over into this world was to fight this man. We're setting up the final showdown to fight Kyo, and for it to end how it ended, we basically just a father-son Kamehameha. I know you didn't like me to make that reference, but a father-son Kamehameha that was not set up in the slightest bit was just really. It was really unfortunate. It really upsetted me.
It had, yeah. Okay, so to piggyback off that, I would agree. I did not see season 2. She dropped the ball on a lot of stuff, especially its climax. For me, the biggest dislike I have about it, besides like the climactic fight, is just there was no personal stake. Everything felt like I knew exactly what was going to happen, or if I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, it did. Like the stuff that did happen was so predictable, like it didn't matter. The most exciting part was probably when we got to learn about the new world, new setting.
That was exciting.
But other than that, like I didn't find myself really engaged, I guess, with the show. Like I felt like that they could have done a lot better with how they set this up, and like to the point, like it was so bad. In my opinion, like the Spirit Tortoise threat and everything didn't even feel like a threat to me. Like it was cool. But it never felt like I had to. There was no urgency. I feel like to that fight, like it was nothing.
I feel you. So definitely
for me, it's just this season dropped the ball on making this engaging.
I understand 100%. So I guess definitely for me, for looking forward to season 2. Mentioning what you said, if for whatever reason, if we do have to fight the Phoenix, because I know they mentioned the Phoenix was a net spirit guardian that was going to awaken. If we do have to fight her for whatever, I agree with you. There needs to be some sense of urgency going on with this fight. Like, why should we fear the Phoenix? I don't think they really gave us a good reason to fear the tortoise other than he was just going to go on a rampage and destroy the world. But I mean, it took us really a small army to stop him. And once you really think about it in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that really big of a threat.
I mean, it's and also like with that, the only people that were really like threatened by it were the non-named characters. So it's like, why should I care if these non-named people are the only people dying? Like, there's no stake for anybody else here, really.
Correct.
Like, granted, the world's good, but we only got what 3, 4 episodes, 5, maybe 5 episodes with the Spirit Tortoise, and it never really, they didn't ever really show him destroying a city, showed him destroying an army, but not a city. So it's like, how fast do we really have to move?
Correct. So definitely, that's what I definitely want to see. Looking forward to season 3. If we do have to end up fighting the Phoenix, what is the main reason why I should be scared? Why we as the viewers should be, worried about the Phoenix? Why should we be scared of her? Or I'm assuming this would be her.
And also just like, in general, what is the personal stake here for Naofumi and friends?
Yeah. Some interesting topics also leading to season 3. Raptalia did in fact get to keep the katana vessel weapon, so definitely looking forward to seeing her master the weapon and becoming stronger with that. It didn't look like it from episode 13. I will say this: she looked like she went back to her regular clothes, for her world, so she didn't keep the kimonos and stuff like that of the vessel weapon hero, which I thought was interesting. But because Naofumi, it appears that his clothes, he kept his clothes that he got from the other world. So I thought that was interesting. Will Philo be able to fly again? Who knows? She might. They might surprise us one day and let her fly.
The first Philolio who learns how to fly. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, she might get that power as the Philolio queen She's just like, you know what? I want to fly and just take off. Just take off. Oh man! But anything you're looking forward to for season 3?
Yeah, I want to. I am hoping that this Phoenix thing does pay off in some way, shape, or form. Another thing I think I'm looking forward is when they in the end of 12 they showed off like this female warrior kind of fighting like in this Coliseum type thing. I kind of want to know what that's all about because she seems like she might be important if she's not like the host for the Phoenix, I guess, or something like that. But that did look interesting. I don't know if that's gonna be like Naofumi's next like party member or something like that. But she looked cool, so I'm down to see how that goes. And also with the waves and stuff, I guess since Naofumi and them made friends with all the people of the different world, how they'll handle trying to stop the waves in moving forward. Yeah.
It's definitely going to be interesting to find out as well. Well, all right. Well, that was everything I had for this. So that is do you have anything else you want to discuss before we move on?
Nah, I'm done with Shield Hero.
Well, all right. Well, that is the end of the Shield Hero episode 13 anime review. Guys, let us know down below in the comments what you think about episode 13 and also what you thought about season 2 of Shield Hero overall as a whole.
Yeah, like are you excited for season 3 too, or are you just kind of like going to play it by ear on this one?
Well, all right. Definitely good. So, as we mentioned earlier in our council announcements, we're going to be testing out something new today for a bonus discussion. And for today's bonus discussion, we're going to be talking about what me and McMillion, thank you, what we are going to be watching for the summer 2022 anime season. So let's go ahead and start us off. So I broke my list down into 2 separate categories. Things I'm definitely going to be checking out for summer 2022, and things I'm just going to be putting on the list to like a maybe, if you will, to check out. Mm-hmm. So starting off with things I'm definitely going to be checking out for summer 2022 is definitely Shadows House season 2. We mentioned this a little bit in our anime news video, but I'm definitely looking forward to Shadow House season 2 and figuring out what the hell Grandfather's grand scheme is and what his major goal is for, I guess, his family. Because as of right now, we just know I'm not going to say that because I don't want to get into spoiler territory. So I guess I'll reduct that statement I was just about to make. But just really want to know what Grandfather got going on, because after the cliffhanger was left on, they discovered what was going on, and definitely for season 2, I want to them finding out what part of Grandfather's plan, what he was doing with the whole doll situation. I wonder how they're going to handle that, knowing that now that they have that knowledge, how they're going to handle that in season 2. Mm-hmm. But yeah, because also I want to see more of what can the other family members do, like what their special powers is from the higher ups in the family. Definitely interested to see what their powers will be, their shadow powers are.
Yeah, this should definitely be interesting. That's another one that's on mine as well for like definite. So, definitely looking forward to Shadows House season 2.
Correct.
I need the mysteries solved.
So yes, if you have not checked out Shadows House, it's a good ass mystery anime. Definitely check it out. Season 2 is premiering here very shortly soon for this summer. On July the 9th, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
Yeah, July 9th.
So definitely check it out. Moving on from there, I'm just going to go again real quick because I know we both have this one on our list as well. Overlord season 4. Mm-hmm. Definitely going to be checking that out this season. Can't wait for Overlord. It's been 3 years since season 3. I'm waiting for it to come back out. I can't wait to continue our boy's his journey on taking over the world, as well as finding out what's going on while he's trapped in this game world here. I'm just super excited for Overlord here, because I need some more high octane action in my life. I need it.
Yeah, the setup from like 3 to 4 it was real interesting. So I'm definitely interested to see what we'll be dealing with in season 4 as well. Because like in season 3 they introduced like, oh, there's potentially a guild out, actual like group of people out there that were like player characters, not NPCs. So I'm waiting to see if that comes to fruition this season, or like what other like big thing that we might have to deal with in terms of season 4. So
yep. All right,
it should be a nice ride.
All right, Big Ben, what's some things you're going to be checking out for this summer?
So besides the two you mentioned, some other guarantees for this summer are Classroom of the Elite Season 2.
Okay.
Classroom of the Elite is a very like mind game type of show with like they're supposed to be like the greatest students like in the world. Well, in Japan, I was gonna say in the world, but I don't fully know if it's anyone in the school yet outside of Japan. But they're supposed to be like it's really interesting. It's kind of like a suspense drama type series. So I'm definitely interested to see how that goes. Like the main character himself is kind of, in a way, he reminds me of the main character of Tomodachi Game, but like still not like I care about my friends. Still on that fuck shit though. Like he is legitimately, he'll do whatever his whole MO is like he doesn't care about anything.
Okay,
so like he'll do whatever he wants in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, no,
so
No, I was just about to say, I remember when this season 2 did get announced and how excited he was for it. And he was telling me, like, you got to check this out. I've been waiting for season 2 to come out for the longest. They finally announced it. You definitely got to check this one out. So I'll definitely, I'll add it to my maybe list here.
Yeah, season 1 is really good. I just watched it on a whim. The dub is also good because I watched it in dub and I checked it out in sub. Both, I would say they're kind of equal. So if you want to watch it in dub, I highly recommend it. It's a pretty good. Okay. It's a nice watch too. It's only 12 episodes, so
okay.
But really good. Really looking forward to this. The other anime that I'm looking, there are like 2 more.
Okay.
So the other one that I'm looking forward to for this to watch this season is Devil's a Part-Timer.
Okay.
Hilarious ass show. If you have not seen it, highly recommend checking it out. Is basically if the devil escaped his world from like fighting the hero and became a fast food worker. It is some of the funniest shit I've watched in anime. And I never thought we would actually get a season 2. So when it got announced, I was thoroughly surprised. So I'm super looking forward to watching this. And then last but not least, you already know if you watched the news video, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is finally coming back. Granted, it's in September, which should be the fall, but anime is weird, and this is considered the summer. So JoJo, I'm ready to see Jolene on my screen again, kicking ass. So definitely looking forward to it.
Oh, sounds good. I got 2 animes definitely I'm going to check it out for this summer left. Kakaguri Twin, which is a prequel to the Kakaguri Netflix anime. Definitely going to be checking out this summer. Just real quick, it's an anime about a school where one of their main thing was how they determine the hierarchy in their school is gambling. The main character that we follow, she's obsessed with gambling. She has a gambling addiction, and we just watched the show go through all the different gambling games that they play, and see different students rise to power, and see different students fall from power as well. So it's definitely a great watch, and it's a little weird. I will say that, but I mean it's anime, so a lot of anime is a little weird, but I enjoyed it. So I'll definitely be checking out the prequel.
Yeah, Kakaguri, in my opinion, has no business being as good as it is based on how weird it is, but it works. It fully works. It works. Can't fault it.
It works. But I'm interested to see like how, I guess, big the gambling games are, considering like this is a prequel. Because like the gambling games, definitely the stakes raised in season 2 of Kakaguri than it did in season 1. So I'm interested to see like how the stakes are for this prequel anime will be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree.
And then the last anime I'm definitely going to be checking out for this summer is Orient Season 2. Now, we mentioned this as well in one of our news animes, but Orient was another anime made from the creator of Magi. Basically, we got these people going around. Well, demons came over in the world one day, took over the earth, and the only people that's fighting back are these group of people called the Bushi. Main character, all his life he wanted to be a Bushi, of course. He grew up to be a Bushi, and now he's going off. He's setting off on an adventure with his best friend, and they're, to live their Bushi lives. Definitely, I'm looking forward to season 2 because season 1 was all right. Definitely was not, as great as, anything from the manga material, but season 1 was all right. It's definitely better in the latter half. And I'm anticipating season 2 to definitely be way better than season 1. That's what I'm anticipating here from how season 1 ended and from, the visuals that I got from the season 2 trailers and stuff like that. I'm anticipating season 2 to definitely be better than season 1. I'm hoping it is because I love Maggie so much that I just feel obligated to watch this. And I'm really hoping that season 2 is better.
I need to push through as well. I mean, like, it's still from what I've seen, like when I go buy my manga and stuff like that, this is a pretty popular series because it's always like they always seem to have an abundance of it, and it usually means like, hey, we ordered so much because we expect people to buy a lot of it. So I assume that it does get better as it goes, but it's tough for me to get into it. I'm going to try to push through, so this is a maybe for me.
Yeah,
in terms of this season. I feel you
on that. But that was all the things that I have for definites. I'm going to be checking out this summer. Did you finish your definite list, McMillian?
Oh, the only thing I think I left off of definite was the Cyberpunk anime coming out for Cyberpunk on Netflix.
Okay,
that's also technically also in the fall because September. But again, anime is weird and it's considered the summer, so that's the only other definite I had.
All right, well, moving on to my maybe list, and I'm gonna go through this real quick. There's this one anime. It got announced about like a month ago. It's called The Mask of Truth. There's a trailer out for it now, so go check it out. But basically, it's this anime that's set in feudal Japan. I don't know too much about it, but when I watched the trailer, it looked interesting, and it's fine. It's coming out this summer, so I was like, you know what, I might check this one out. There's is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon season 4? I have not seen 1 minute of this episode, but let me tell you, I saw the trailer for season 4 and I was like, these motherfuckers might get me to watch this show.
Oh, you never seen?
I never seen one episode of this show, but when I watched the season 4 trailer, McMillian, I was like, this shit looks hype as fuck.
It's good.
Like, what is going on?
It's good. Weird name. Real weird name. No, but that's a very anime type thing. It's good. This isn't on my definite only because I am not caught up right now.
Okay,
I think I left off on season 2, and I haven't.
But definitely after watching the season 4 trailer, I was like, I might have to go ahead and check this one out because I always was seeing it when they came out with every new season, season 2, season 3, we're finally on season 4. But I finally decided, to watch one of these trailers, and I watched season 4 trailer, and I was like, this shit looks good.
I definitely recommend watching. It's Around to Pick Up Girls. Yeah, weird name, really dope, really interesting premise, honestly. Okay, and it tells a pretty good story. So
yeah, so I got it on my maybe list, so I got 2 left here on my maybe list, but I'll let you go next here, McMillian.
For my maybe list, I have basically, if I can catch up, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon is one, and then the other one, if I can catch up to it, I've always wanted to check out Made in Abyss, but I haven't had the time to.
This was on my maybe list as well. So
I'm going to try and set aside the time.
I agree.
But Made in Abyss is getting its 2nd season. Mm-hmm. I believe is its 2nd season. I believe it only has 1 season of movie.
If I'm not mistaken, you're correct.
And then this.
Yeah.
So I'm planning on checking this out at some point. Everybody's been talking about how good it is, and also how I also would need tissues by me for watching this. So it sounds right up my alley. So I plan on checking it out if I can catch up to the series.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think those are the only. Maybe the one you mentioned before was also on my maybe list, The Mask of Truth.
Okay.
But I think those, if I'm not mistaken, those are the only maybes. So I'm done.
For Made in Abyss, I've definitely was hearing nothing but good things. It's interesting that you said, people said that you might need tissues for this because I didn't hear nobody said anything about it. It was sad. What I heard was that it did have a dark theme to it, but I didn't hear anybody say something about this made me cry or anything like that. I haven't heard that. So that's news to me.
I've heard people say that they cried.
So yeah, that's news to me. So like you said, it's definitely one that's been on my radar for a minute. And since it finally, since it got a season 2 announcement, I was like, I might, if I can get around to it, I might check it out. But yeah, that was on my maybe list as well. And for my last one on my maybe list is a show called Isekai Oji-san. I hope I pronounced that right, but basically, I read the description of it, it seems like the main MC's uncle just disappeared for a while, but he came back, and apparently during his time while he was gone, he visited another world, and it looks like the anime is just about him getting into different types of antics with his uncle that visited another world when he disappeared and whatnot. So, I read, like I said, I read the description. I was like, this seemed interesting. So I'll definitely, if I have time, I might check this one out as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it seemed interesting. But definitely probably on my top priority of maybes is Mask of Truth, just because when I watched the trailer, it did seem good, like it was set in feudal Japan. So I was like, okay, I might, go ahead and give this one a try.
Yeah, that trailer did look interesting, so I think that might be up there on my maybes as well.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I guess, the stuff that I'm definitely going to watch, the thing I'm probably most excited for, besides Overlord, probably will be probably Classroom of the Elite. Okay. As much as I love Shadow's House, Classroom of the Elite is very interesting. but who knows? Shadow's House might change my mind because it seemed. I don't know what they're going to get into this season. But shit was crazy. Shit was crazy in the first season. I did not expect the show to be that good.
Yeah, listen. Like I said, I don't know what it was about Shadow House, but I was bored and I saw it and I was like, let me go ahead. Let me just click on this, see what's going on. I clicked on it. I was like, oh, this is actually pretty interesting. Yeah. I told McMillian about it. I got him watched it and I got him hooked on it too.
I watched it in front of one of our other mutual friends too, and then they got hooked. So
okay.
This is a pretty good show. So I definitely say if you have not watched Shadow's House, honestly, any of the stuff that I said we will probably definitely watch. If you haven't checked out, definitely do.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you'll find at least one of the things we mentioned that you'll enjoy about any of the series. Yeah.
I agree as well. Well, that was all the things that is on my radar that I'm going to be checking out for summer 2022. McMillian, I'm just going to ask this again. Is there anything else that you would like to mention for anime you're going to be watching for summer 2022?
No, I think I got everything out. So
well, all right. So let us know down below in the comments what you guys will be watching for this summer 2022 anime season. We'll definitely keep you guys up to date if there's anything else that we're going to check out besides the things we just mentioned. But yeah, let us know down below what you guys are going to be watching this season. And with that being said, McMillian, you can go ahead and take us on out of here.
All right, guys. Appreciate you all for watching. As always, if you want to stay up to date with us, please follow us on our social media at Gurren Otakus on Twitter and at Gurren Otaku Council on Instagram and Facebook. For my audio only listeners, please end up rating and reviewing the episode. It helps us get out to more people. For the viewers, such as yourselves on YouTube, please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. All that jazz.
All the good stuff.
We definitely want to hear back on what you guys thought for End of Shield Hero and the end of this season, and what you're probably most looking forward to for the next season, for the summer season.
Correct.
A lot of good stuff is coming out, so definitely want to hear about that. With all that said, guys, please keep in mind that our schedule will be a little erratic for like the next month or so. So just stay tuned to our stuff.
Everybody.
Yes, indeed. Blame me. I'm going on a training arc, unfortunately. But yeah, just keep that in mind moving forward. Because if you're like, man, the episode hasn't come out this week, it's because of the weird stuff. So just keep that in mind. But with all that being said, guys, do enjoy this coming season of anime. Do enjoy whatever you guys got planned for your summers, and we will too as well.
Also enjoy the 4th as well.
Yes, enjoy the 4th.
The 4th.
Well, this will come out after the 4th.
So I hope you enjoyed.
I hope you enjoyed your 4th. But yeah, guys, appreciate you like always. This is the Gurren Otaku Council saying peace. Meeting adjourned.